Hi there, my name's Vince from My Mate Vince. In here is something quite ridiculous, and I've been counting the hours since I ordered this. As soon as I seen it on eBay, I was like, what on earth is this? And then when I found out it was faulty, it was like, oh, this is just perfect for my channel. So I haven't taken it out of the box. I've just undone it just now to make sure it is what I think it is. And if it is what I think it is, which I think it is, get this, a levitating display for a trainer. Not a pair of trainers, one trainer. It's supposed to hang there in midair and spin, and it's faulty. I've never seen one of these before. After ordering it, I then looked on YouTube, and yeah, there are some videos out there, but not on a faulty one anyway. So I think this has to be probably one of the strangest items that I'm going to do on my channel. I'm really looking forward to see what's going to be wrong with it. Now, it's all about, I suppose, the packaging and stuff. With this, it looks like the box and everything is how it was shipped in. So I think somebody's probably ordered it, and then it hasn't worked, and maybe the company's just sent them a new one and got them, let them keep the old one, and then they've popped it on eBay, which is perfect for me. Now, as soon as I seen it, it was a buy it now, and it took every inch of willpower not to pay the buy it now price, but I was so worried somebody else was going to buy it, because I know now there's quite a few UK YouTubers, and often we're after the same products. So I put in a best offer for, I think it was £10 under, then they got back the next day for £5 under, £5 over what my offer was, £5 under the buy it now price, and of course I went for it because I would have paid full price for it anyway. Oh, look at this. Right, so basically it's some weird stand that has LED lights going all different colours, and then you put a magnet in your trainer and it's supposed to levitate, but the trainer has to weigh a certain amount. So for example, if you were to put Doc Martens in here, I presume it would just fall straight to the bottom. If you were to put something very lightweight in, then I presume it would go right to the top. So, but there are weights and stuff apparently that you can weigh it down with. This one doesn't work. I'm so looking forward to it. So let's not get too involved with how the setup is. Let's try to do it at the end. There's some horrible marks on this, but oh, that's fine. There's a little sticky, one of those nice peely things. So this is brand new, so it looks like it was faulty from new, which is fantastic. So let's see if we can work out what's wrong with it. It says quality control passed, and there's a power there. I hope, do you know what? I hope it's not a power supply issue. Oh, that would be really annoying. Ah. Oh, yeah, it could be just a power supply issue. Anyway, look, it should be 12 volts, 2 amps. Let's plug this straight in, and fingers crossed it won't be this. Right, so I'm on DC voltage here. Please, 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 please don't be this. Come on. Yes, brilliant, we got 12 volts, fantastic. Oh, I'm so happy. I don't care what's wrong with the item, I just didn't want it to be as boring as a power supply problem. So 12.2 volts, so that is going to be okay. Maybe under load it's going to suffer, but I can't imagine this thing having a huge amount of load in it. Right, let's bring it over to the blue mat, and let's see if we can work out what's going on. First of all, we have to work out how to get into this thing. It just made a not very nice noise when I pressed that in there. Yes, so, oh, here we go, we've got screws everywhere. Also looks like we've got some sort of speaker or something here. Well, fan, maybe. Fan, yeah. Ah, well, the trainers do spin around, so yeah, that must be it there. You see the tiny little hole? It must blow air on the trainers to make it spin. What a really, really unusual product. Anyway, blue mat time. Now, do I think this is going to be easy or hard? I'm probably going to jinx it, but I think it's going to be easy, because I don't think anybody's been in here. And I can't see it being anything too complicated. There's obviously going to be some electromagnet type thing in there and a whole bunch of LEDs. So unless of course there's some driver board, and if the chip on that's failed, then it might be troublesome. Now I did plug it in, it's not doing anything. So if I plug this in here, it should, I presume there should be some lights or something. We have a little remote control here. If I press the button, you can see that the light's lighting up, but there's nothing there. When I press on, there's nothing happening when I point it around here. Let's just double check the battery in here. Right, so it's a CR2025, named so because 20 millimeters across in diameter, and 2.5 means 2.5 millimeters in depth. And we've got 3.1 volts there. So that's a brand new battery, so that's definitely okay. And it's in the right way because it says positive there, so that's positive there. Right, let's put that back in. Can this go in the wrong way? So that's the correct way. And it won't go in the wrong way. Right, so we know it's not a remote problem. Let's open this up and see what's happening on the inside. So we've got a load of crosshead screws. I think I'm going to undo them from all around so we can have a good look to see what's happening. Right, while I'm doing this, we'll give a shout out to the My Mate Vince Massive. And this month the members are kitdigital.com, Kip Hakes, Max Rokotansky, Having Fun Repairs, Ellensburg Amplifier Repair and Service, Will Michaelis, Chris Seal, Felipe at MrKeeps.com, King Kurd from Lowbook Auto Sales, DJVG, Robert from Timsy's Auto Air, Albert at www.faroutsounds.co.uk, Stuart Park, Ellis Garbett, Pigsy, Braden Butts from Connecticut, and the My Mate Vince fan club over on Facebook. So thank you to each and every one of them. Right, now, that feels like it's stuck in the middle. Okay, not sure what's going on there. Let's undo the screws here. The reason I like the look of this is not really because I'm into my trainers, because I'm not. Years ago when I was younger, I was quite into my trainers. I remember I had Nike Air Max when I was probably about 14 or 15, 14 maybe. And but I actually went for the women's ones, not because they were cheaper. I really liked the colour scheme. They were like white, light grey, a bit of pink, and then purple as well. And they just looked so nice. I think they were £60 back then, which was a serious amount of money. At the same time, I was into skateboarding, and skateboarding trainers were that kind of money. And but everything skateboarding back then was really expensive. But £60 for trainers back then was the kind of high end. Well, of school age kids, obviously. I presume there probably was more expensive trainers about, designer ones and stuff. But all those trainers now have made they've all been brought out again. You know, the Air Max and stuff like that. Right, so that's how you can see. Once I take that cover off there, it'd be nice and clean underneath. I'm just going to pop that on the floor. So that's the top bit there. So we've got some kind of magnet thing going on there. We won't worry about that just yet. Let's. There is a board. There is a board here. So it could be a problem with the chips on that. That would be annoying. I think really we need to get to this power thing and trace it from there going in. So let's undo the screws here. And we might be able to find out what's wrong. This kind of reminds me of something somebody might make for like a school project, like an A-level project. Slightly worried because you can see that there's like a plastic thing just here. Yeah, just here. But also there's another one further up. And yet, there's no screws on that one, so I don't know how this is supposed to come off unless it's glued on there. It's a bit strange. Looks like it's screwed in the middle. What's going on? Do you reckon I have to take off this side here maybe? Maybe I have to take off this bit. Just in case, I can't see how, but just in case there is some weird... No, there's nothing covering it. First hurdle. Oh, maybe it's... oh, it's sellotaped on. I'll tell you what, let's take this out. Can I take this out or not? No, that's all going to be stuck. I'd rather not. But you can see all the LEDs there. and there's a fan, a DC brushless fan it says, and I can see a little bit of adhesive just here. So I know now I have to pry it up. Can you see adhesive here? So let's just pry it. I wonder why they put screws here and here, because they're going to be just as visible as the ones in the middle. Why did they go for adhesive in the middle? There we go. Excellent. Right, okay, well I haven't bent that. That's all right. Right now, what have we got? We've got a power jack down here, so I've got to check the soldering on that. It's not that easy to get into. Then that goes up to the fan and goes up to the electromagnet as well. Could it be just something with the power jack, I wonder? Right, I presume there's going to be, sorry it's so hard to film, I presume there's going to be a locking nut on the opposite side of this. I want to get that power jack out so I can get it on camera. Do you know what, I can't really do that. Let's see if I can take this out here. There we go, that makes it much easier. Right, what have we got? Ah, oh really? Really? Can you see what's wrong? How, I promise you I haven't opened this up. How, well you know I haven't opened it up because of the sticky at the back. Well mind you, I suppose this could have been pried out. Well I haven't opened it up. What, why, how would that have happened? Was that just straight from the manufacturer that they forgot to plug that in, or did it become disconnected? Right, so let's see. So if that goes around here, is there a right and wrong way to do it? So it fits in that way, but it also fits in that way. Well, that's a bit annoying. So now, how am I going to know? Well, actually it tells me here. No, RGB LED. How am I going to know which that's positive and negative? How am I going to know what's what on this thing here? We just have a little arrow on there, but that doesn't mean anything to me. You see here, there's a little arrow. Just there. How am I going to know which way this goes in? Is it going to matter, or will it just not work? Well, I suppose it was in there like that, not that way round. So let's just, it wasn't like that, was it? Let's do it like this and plug it in here. And let's see now if it's going to come to life. I think it is as simple as that. Well, if it is that, it's still interesting just to see how, you know, sometimes that can happen in the manufacturing process. So now I'm going to plug it in. Does anything come to life? Turn it on. No, still not come to life. Right, let's unplug it. Now let's turn this the other way. And plug it in. There we go. There we go. We've got our flashing lights now. Let's turn it on and off. That's it. Right. So it was this thing here, this LED controller wasn't plugged in. Well, should we have a little look around, see what's what anyway? So from the power, it goes straight into the LED controller, but it also goes up towards the fan as well. So I wonder now when the fan kicks in. Because that's the LED was working, but so when does the actual fan kick in? Turn it on. Let's do speed. Demo. Does it work from over here? Yes, it works from over here. So they're the different colours. So the LED is definitely working. Bright. Yeah, and that's fading down. But now, why is the... so that's mode. What does mode mean? Maybe I should read the instructions. I'm just wondering how you actually get the fan to spin. Does it have to see the magnet in the trainer? You would think that if we've got wires going straight up to here from here, that it would just work. The fan should be on all the time, should it not? Oh no, it goes up into this control board. Maybe we have got a problem with the board as well. Right, let me do a little bit of reading up about it, because I've got some instructions here and I've also got instructions that came with it. Let me read up, see what's what, and then we'll have a better idea of whether or not it's working. Right, okay, I haven't actually read any instructions yet. I just got some, I got these quite recently actually. They were reduced, but what I did is, these are similar to the Air Max that I had years ago, obviously man's version. But I was fine with it as a child, but I really hated the big lump of rubber that was out the back here that said like Nike Air or whatever it said. So I took that bit off just to make them look a little bit more like classic Nikes. Quite like it. Do you know what? Even now, the temptation to pop that air bubble is unbelievable. As a child, I never got to burst my own air bubbles because, unfortunately, I had people at school to do that for me. I remember the very first time I brought them to school, this kid was like, "Oh, Vince, let me see your trainers." And this kid wasn't a nasty kid. And basically, he got a compass, burst it, and was like, "Vince, I'm so sorry. I thought they were already burst," because everybody burst their air bubbles as soon as they got them. It was too much temptation not to burst them. So he burst one of them for me. And then the other one was my own fault. I don't know why I did this. If I wanted to burst it, I should have just burst it. But I was in my dad's shed and I was wondering how far you could stick something through to here and would you hear a hiss? And I stuck like a screwdriver or something small, a little bradawl or something, through here. And basically I didn't hear no hiss or nothing. But then just like later that day, air bubble popped. It was so annoying. Anyway, watch this. You put this in here like so. This is a super strong magnet. When that sticks to there, you don't want to have your fingers trapped in that. And you're supposed to use this spacer. Now, I haven't weighed these. I need to put weights in. But look, when I put the spacer here, listen. There, can you hear? The fan's kicked in. Now, but if I put if I pull the spacer away, it goes right to the top and they break again. So it needs to be kind of about an inch below before the fan will kick in and before it starts working. Right, let's pop it back together. Okay, so there we have it. Let me get it all set up. Ta-da! Levitating Sun's Nike Air Jordan. Bit muddy on the sole, but you get the idea. And when you give it a little spin, it keeps on spinning because we have a little bit of air being shoved out of that bit there. So watch this now. If I give it a little spin, it should keep on going. Right, now, what do I think of this? If I'm honest with you, it's taken me about 45 minutes to get to this level here. I think I may have got the knack, but I definitely think it's one of those things that I'll probably sent out to YouTubers to review, and then you might not ever get to see the full hassle of how it's set up. So I don't believe this item is faulty. I think what's probably happened is a company made this item, and obviously but I mean originally a company made the item, and I think there's probably been a load of copycats, and each time it's been copied there's probably cheaper components are used, and for example, instead of adjusting the weight at the back, you're given these little balls here to adjust the weight. It is far from ideal, but once it's working, it's working. It's just getting that balance is very hit and miss, but I think I've got the knack now. I think I've got the knack, but it's probably taken about 45 minutes of trial and error to get the knack. So we're also quite wasteful because they give you scales. I understand why they give you scales, because you've got to weigh your trainer and put balls in until it gets to 450 grams. It's just a shame to have to post out scales with it. You know, it's kind of wasteful, isn't it? But anyway, you can see there, it is levitating. There's no... you see my fingers are in here now. Yeah, And once it's levitating, I mean, you can be quite rough with it. Okay, you see it's dropped there. It's not dropped, it's gone back up. Now, what's interesting is, let me try to get it working again, and then I want to show you when you cut the power, it automatically goes up. Now, I haven't got a tripod, so just bear with me. Let me just get this levitating again. Oh, look at that, first time. Right, watch this. So, you see now, it's spinning nicely. If you were to have a power cut, your favourite trainers are not going to die, because I'm going to pull out the back here. Watch. Boom. They just get sucked right up to the top. So that's kind of nice, isn't it? Now, funny enough, when I was doing this to begin with, the only thing I could get to work were my disgusting old, well-used slippers, and I thought I was going to have to end the video with just slippers going around. And do you know what I think I'm probably going to do? I think my thumbnail is going to be a dirty old slipper spinning around on this, because I think this might drag a few new people to the channel, and I'm just curious to see the hate without people even watching the video, just to see the dirty slipper in the thumbnail when the item itself costs more than the slippers. Anyway, let me get this on a tripod, and I'll show you the process on that trainer there working on this here. Right, you're supposed to put this little shoe front piece in here, I suppose just to make the trainer look kind of nice. And then you want to get as close as possible to 350 grams. Now, I've already done this on a flat surface, but it still will work on the carpet here. So you turn it on there, you put it in here, and you can see right now we're 415. Don't know if you can see that or not, but it's 415. So let's add a little ball. And now we've gone up to 448. So there's no point in adding another one, because then you see we're going to go all the way to 480. So 448 is going to be the closest we're going to get it on this one here. Yeah, so now we take that, and it's weird because it wants to stick up here, but it's kind of got two levels. One level is just purely stuck, and then it kind of makes a weird feeling, and that's where it gets the sweet spot. So let's turn it on. Oh, I've unplugged it at the back, sorry. Right, let's put it onto a nice, let's go onto blue. It does all these different things, modes, where it circles through all different ones, and you can speed it up and do different brightnesses and stuff, but let's just leave it on blue. Now, so we've got this here. You're supposed to use this little spacer to aid yourself. The small part of the magnet has to go up the top. It's a very strong magnet. And then you put this up here, and then basically I just kept trying to pull this out, and it will just stick straight up the top. But if you get it just right, if you kind of use your thumb there to stop it sticking, sometimes it will work. No, you see it's stopped there. So I find it's probably easier without this. So I'm just going to put it down now. There you go, it's making that weird noise. It's like going, and now it will levitate. So I made that look really easy, but it took me ages to do that to begin with. And the wind's going to be blowing from this side here, so I suppose it wants to spin probably wants to spin that way. Or maybe it doesn't make it. Yeah, no, it would make a difference, wouldn't it? I'm not really sure where that jet's coming out. Let's get a bit of tissue. Oh, it's not going to work in this as it's going around. Let's turn it this way. Do it again. So it hasn't made that noise yet. There, it's made the noise. Ah, it made it for a second and stopped. I don't quite understand what the noise is. There, hear that? I'm going to put the microphone right up. Strange, it's a strange noise. Anyway, let's see now where this is blowing. I think it is just coming out here. just like that. So look, you see now it's stationary and it will start spinning. So there we have it. Let me show you the slipper. So the slipper, I'm going to have to add some balls into the middle. This is nice and easy to do, this one. Straight away. Nearly first time straight away. There you go. Wait for the noise. Look at that. Beautiful. Lovely, lovely. Look, hole where these are well worn. Now, that's what that display is made for. I'm going to put this somewhere nice, get a nice thumbnail off that, and that will be it. Job done. Let's give it a little spin. There we go. Even the fur on the inside's worn. Brilliant. Well, I enjoyed that fix. I thought it was a nice little bit of fun. The item itself, would I recommend getting it? Well, I suppose if you were really into your trainers and you really wanted to display them, yeah, or do you know what, if you had a trainer shop and you wanted to display them, it's certainly going to be interesting, isn't it? But, no, maybe I'm being a bit mean. Now that I know how it works, it does work pretty well. It's just that I almost gave up on it many times. I didn't know about listening out for that little noise because it doesn't say that in the instructions. But I suppose like anything, once you've got the knack of it, then it's nice and easy. I'm just not sure. I think most people would buy this. I'd be worried about selling a product like this. I think most people would buy it and return it because they'd give it 4 or 5 goes, realise it's not working and then give up on it. But it does actually work. How good is that? Look at it. Right, okay, if you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up and I will see you all very soon. Take care. I've found my new passion in life, levitating things.
Hello, Ramona.
It's 2:06 p.m.
And here we have the world's first levitating switch. It was actually updating as it was levitating. How good is that? Let's see how long the data lasts with that magnet near it. Beautiful. And my greatest invention yet on the My Mate Vince channel, a toilet roll holder.
I stand alone. Show me where the ending goes. Honestly don't. I should be the last to know. We're all in this. I stand alone. Show me where the ending goes. Honestly don't. I should be the last to know. Hello, Ramona. I mistook you for a dream.